exceed us. Movement of the people. Sorry for the bouncing, y'all. I'm walking. Are you satisfied? You know, if y'all can hear me, this is our theme song for our Blacksit. Exceed us. This is the public beach access for Panamanians residents. They can come here for free, use these shades. There's a restaurant, great food. Exceed us. Movement of the people. Movement of the people. Movement of the people. Exodus. Guess to get moving. So during the high tide, all of these rocks are completely covered. The high tide goes all the way up to the black. Obviously, low tide leaves a lot of beach to be used. Seagulls chilling. I ain't gonna mess with them. I'm not gonna make them fly. Hola. People walking. So all of that is Coronado. This whole coastline. I live in Gorgona. Coronado starts right there at the point that we just passed. By the way, that's my building right there. So I wake up generally with the sunrise, get a few things done, come down here and get my 3 miles in. Then I'll sit down and do my Duolingo Spanish for a good 30, 45 minutes. Then I get work done. After the Spanish lessons, I gotta earn my leisure. But in between getting that work done, I always want to show you good folks what life is like here, so we can get some more playmates. It's a shame that we down here living fabulously like this. We feel guilty sometimes. It's my first time doing this. I can't see any comments as long as I keep it in landscape. So if you're leaving comments, I will get to them and answer them after the stream is over, so that I don't disturb the view. But please leave your questions, comments. Big Will loves to engage. Oh, she has a perro. Ella tienes un perro. Look at that Spanish. I couldn't say that a year ago. Actually, I split the verb on that one. Buenos dias. Ella tiene un perro, not tienes. Y'all have to explain my music choice here. YouTube Music is playing one of my personal mixes based upon all the stuff I've been listening to. And y'all know the anniversary of Prince's passing was a couple days ago. So we were in our deep Prince memorial. Right here is the beach club for the Coronado Golf Towers. I think that's what it's called. That tower is actually a couple of miles away from the beach, but this is the front of the beach club where they shuttle people who want beach time. So there's a pool up there, a restaurant. I've been to a couple of events there. It's a good place to hold private events. All these are the fronts of small Airbnb type hotels or large mansions. Everybody's got privacy gating. You're gonna need some kind of key to get into these gates, just like ours. Buenos dias. I'm sure YouTube is gonna yell at me for using copywritten music. That's all right. I gotta listen to something while I'm walking, y'all. This is a pretty normal weekday for this beach during the rainy season. Dry season gets, of course, more busy because every day is going to be a postcard picture day, but it never gets crowded busy. There's always space here. It is nothing like any of the American beaches I've ever been to. You don't have to run out here and save your spot at the beginning of the day. It's going to be there all day. All right. Coming up on my midway point where I take a break, that's where I'll sit down and take a look at some of the comments, if there are any comments. The next big collection of rocks. Actually, the one after that. Am I huffing and puffing yet? Buenos dias here. I love that view. That reminds me of Oahu. We'll get plenty of that on the way back. Plenty of it. All right. Now we get to see a big wheel can get across these rocks without busting his ass on television. Gots to be careful. All right. I'm gonna step here, step there, y'all. One of these rocks swivels when you step on them. I almost busted my ass last week. All right. All right, where's my throne at? All right. Oh, here it is. Yes, I have a favorite rock I sit on. All right, break time, catch my breath for a few minutes. All right, switching views. Oh, it won't let me. There we go. I can see some comments now. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Tracy. Hey, Disney girl Tinkerbell. He's trying to decide between going in Panama City. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Let me turn the music down. We go through that too. We went through that on the move here. But we've never lived at the beach before. We've lived in cities. I lived in Atlanta. We came here from DC. We know what cities can do. We don't know what beach living can do. So we're here, we're renting, we're not buying anything yet. I know that's a common conversation for people. Are you buying or renting? Let me tell you my thoughts on that. I had a real estate business in the States. I'm not buying here because I don't understand the real estate laws here. Also, it's not the same kind of tax advantage as you get in the States. So yes, in the States, they drive you to own your property. It's their quote unquote American way. And the government unfairly gives homeowners tax incentives and advantages while the people renting get nothing. That doesn't happen here. So without that tax advantage, you know, sure, you want to own property, but there's really no huge incentive to do it other than locking in, you know, your monthly rate. And you can easily negotiate a long-term lease with these landlords here. So Most of these buildings are not full. They have a ton of occupancies. I would say at least all of them, or at least half, empty. The economy, the Panamanian economy affected real estate before COVID, and then COVID hit. So the usual throng of Canadian snowbirds just hasn't been as much in the last 2 years. We're starting to see some of it come back, but there's a lot of empty properties here. And, by the way, it's not just the high-rise buildings you see. There's a whole lot of houses in these communities too that are also available. Hey, Tinkerbell, hope to see you in 2 weeks too. Just reach out to me on social media and we can figure out a way to hook up. But the city is 90 minutes on the other side of that mountain. So we live at the beach and we spend enough time in the city. I'm in the city probably once every 2 weeks for doing something. And like I said, it's just a 90-minute drive. The hotel rates here are way cheaper than they are in the DC area. So my hotel snobbery can be satisfied for $100 a night. And with the money that we save living here, I mean, we cut our living expenses by down to a fifth of what they were in DC. And we're still making the same money. So, we get a chance to do a lot more here because of the cost savings. Food is not expensive. I mean, we can go out into a Panamanian restaurant and eat well for $25. That includes liquor, pitchers of sangria, appetizer, entree, and dessert. So, can't beat that. Heading back. But, whatever you choose, you're not going to go wrong here. You can live in the city and come out here on the weekends, or you can live out here and go to the city. I think it's easier for us to find a hotel room in the city than it is for people in the city to find the same thing every time they come out here. You never know if your Airbnb is going to be rented or something. And there are no hotels. Let me stress that. If you're coming to this area to visit, I know you will find hotels listed. Do not stay in any hotels in Coronado or Gorgona area. You will not like it. They're all little inns and not what you're used to seeing. Give me a second to be careful here. Hate for y'all to be calling Panamanian 911 for me. All right. But so if you come out to the coastline, stay in an Airbnb. Airbnb or vacation rental by owner or TripAdvisor. In fact, the first time we came here, we found our unit on TripAdvisor. If you have the ability to get in contact with some real estate contacts, the agents here have great information on rentals. However, be aware that agents are exclusive to their owners. So one agent might not know something about that building, but they'll know about that building. Let me see if any more comments popped up. All right. So y'all have to forgive me. In order to see the comments, I got to keep pressing a button while I'm trying to walk. We're all learning. It's okay. This song is perfect for this setting. What else can I tell you about? Plenty of restaurants, easy to get around here. You don't need a rental car if you're coming out to the coast. I prefer one just because I like being mobile and I want to go places I'm not supposed to go. Oh, there's my Prince Memorial again. But taxis are plentiful here, and expats, usually we have the contact info, WhatsApp info for our favorite drivers. So if you know somebody here, you can get that contact information, or you can ask Big Will. As a matter of fact, I'm putting the final touches on the perks and benefits that I'm going to be offering shortly for those repeat offenders. Very excited about that. But yeah, you can get a taxi easily. So from my building to the center, quote unquote, center of town, where all the shopping is, grocery stores, clothing stores, electronics, whatever, it's a $2 taxi ride. There is no Uber out here. You do have Uber in Panama City, and it is cheap. Back in DC, I was a Uber economy cat. In Panama, I'm straight Uber Black X. It's cheap. I know y'all like, I wish you stopped bouncing. I promise, the next time I do this, I'll have my gimbal. It won't bounce around, but then I won't be able to type. Trade-offs. So this is a typical, actually this is not a typical rainy day. This is one of the few days where you wake up and it's like, oh crap, it's rainy day. Most of the time, we wake up and it's completely sunny, perfect, and then the rain shower comes sometime in the afternoon and goes away. Today is one of those few days when the sunrise is completely hit. The sun is usually rising over there, and today it's completely hidden. So for anybody looking to travel here during the rainy season, please, 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 I always see those comments on Facebook. It's rainy season, I don't want to go down there. Y'all, child, please. Rainy season here is your weather, your normal weather back in the States. Just roll the dice. Chances are it's not going to rain. It just means, rainy season here just means that's when Panama gets its rain. It does not rain during dry season at all. So during rainy season, we go days without seeing rain. And then when it does rain again, it's usually in the afternoon and it's a quick shower. People generally don't stop what they're doing. Now, that's here on the beach. Coronado, Gorgona, San Carlos, Rio Alto, Pedicey, all these Pacific Coast beach communities are in what's called the dry arc. There's a Spanish word for it, and I don't want to mess it up, but it translates to dry arc. We're surrounded by a range of mountains. That means we get less rain here than the rest of the nation. So there are days, like yesterday, I had to get my car serviced up in Chirera, which is halfway between here and Panama City, but it's up that mountain. So I went up the mountain to Chirera. It was sunny when I drove up the mountain. While I was there, it started raining. It was raining hard on the way back down the mountain, but as soon as I got to the bottom of the mountain, I was back in the sun again. Does that make sense? Our first visit to Panama was during Easter, rainy season. We loved it. We were nervous too, though. Oh my God, it's rainy season. If you're in Panama City, you might see a little bit more rain. No doubt. And then the rain, when it rains, it can be heavy at times. So, you know, even though it's a passing shower, you might get a couple of inches. So, That means streets here, the drainage. There's no place for the water, that much water to go quickly. So it's nothing to see large puddles in the streets. Coming back from Chirera yesterday, you know, on the highway, there were just those spots where it was standing water, and you know, you drive through it and now you're creating a tidal wave for the people on the other lanes. All right. It feels like something bit my elbow. Itching like crazy. It was a super mosquito. Mosquitoes aren't that bad here. It's not like the DR. You've been in the DR. Oh my God. I was bathing off in the DR. Here, you know, after it rains, you gotta watch yourself. Spray a little mosquito repellent if you're going, you know, to restaurants and all that good stuff. But for the most part, mosquitoes aren't a thing here. The critters here you gotta look out for are geckos. But they don't bite. But geckos are everywhere. They eat insects. They're good. They're good for you. As a matter of fact, I might go buy a couple of geckos and just release them in the unit. Don't tell my wife. She's a gecko hater. Uh-oh. So Big Wheel is an adult program. This is why I don't have kids. So we got time. So on a family vacation once to Myrtle Beach, as a matter of fact, Uncle Will decides he's gonna be the cool uncle and take the nieces and nephews and cousins out, to, you know, the teens and preteens, zip lining. We're gonna go down to the city, play some arcades and do some zip lining. And on the way, they get to ride with Uncle Will and listen to his music. And I'm trying to remember the name of the song. It was Rihanna. Oh, yes, Rihanna, Bitch Better Have My Money. And it just so happens that Uncle Will was right in the middle of a huge battle with my employer to get paid all the commission that I was owed on a multi-million-dollar deal. So I was feeling that song at the time. I turned it all the way up. So, you know, the kids routed me out. They got back singing the song and everything, and when moms asked them, "Will you hear that?" They all ratted me out. But I had to tell, you know, my family members or the parents, like, first of all, your kids knew all the words to the song, so don't blame me. Second of all, y'all need to be listening to the same thing your kids are listening to so that you can explain some of this stuff to them. That's funny, yes. Charlotte does hate him. I had a good talk with Charlotte yesterday. Woo! Does she hate geckos? Sonia's not a country girl. She's a city girl. Bless her heart. She just doesn't do outdoor and insects and wildlife. She likes wildlife from afar. So she's starting to get used to seeing geckos. It's new for her. They move quickly. That could be a little disconcerting for people. You know, Charlotte, Queen, I love you to death. But that gecko thing is hilarious. The old dirty bastard. Love these rocks. So there's folklore. In these rocks are little pools of seawater that get left behind when the tide goes out. And they say that the waters in those pools have healing properties because it's volcanic water. So let me start with here. All the black you see in the sand here is volcanic ash. There's underwater volcanoes way off the coast that produce this ash, and it washes up on the shores. That's what makes our beaches so unique with the black sand. Well, those pools have volcanic properties too. So I haven't sat in one of them yet because you got to be out here when the tide is low, and I work. So, and I'm definitely not coming out here at night doing it, because it is dark. By the way, the volcanic ash feels like regular sand. It does get hot though. Like at noon, if you're walking the beach, you will learn to run. If you're barefooted, you're gonna have to run over that band of black sand until you get to the white sand, because it will burn. Now I wear surf shoes all the time. Not to mention, I feel the same way about spiders that Charlotte feels about geckos. And crabs are spiders. They're just water spiders. And all those little crabs that you can see moving along the side of the beach. But yeah, I ain't trying to step on them joints. Sure, in a few minutes I'll be able to show you some of them. Yes, Lord, Disney. Spiders, I don't even understand. God, why? But they eat insects too, they keep telling me. Now, you've seen Charlotte Kirk out when people tell her geckos eat insects and they should like them. I'm the same way with spiders. I don't care what you say. That spider, it's me or the spider. Somebody got to go. I got in all kinds of trouble for spiders. So my parents went to Africa when I was a kid. They came back with all kinds of souvenirs, you know, the mask, the clothes, and then one of my dad's proudest, he had bought a spear off of a tribesman was displaying it. There was a spider in my basement one night, and I'm trying to kill it, right? I'm throwing encyclopedias at it. Can't get close to the spider, right? I'm throwing everything at the spider, trying to kill it. I don't know why I thought the spear would work, but I threw the spear, and it did work. Left a nice gaping hole in our wall. Missed the spider completely. They do have spiders here, and even the small spiders are hairy. Luckily, I haven't seen too many of them, but one of them did introduce himself to me while I was driving down the Pan American Highway. That was almost an international incident. Pray for me, because I know they got tarantulas here and scorpions. I haven't seen any of those yet either. I'm pretty sure as long as we stick to the beach in the cities, we're not going to see any of that kind of stuff. But yes, we will go explore the jungle and do some waterfalls and all that stuff. Gimbal. Perfect song to end the walk. Look how quiet and serene it is. I've been here a year and still amazed. I don't see any little crabs, y'all. Oops, oh well. Would you be loved? Be loved. Da Bahia, Mikasa. Love it here. They make living so easy. This is our beach bar. Come down here in the evenings, sip on 2-for-1 margaritas, mojitos, get some fried corvina or patacones, and just enjoy the surf. They do karaoke music here, live bands, salsa dancing. Love it. Tiki huts. So on any given day you want to find Big Will, he's gonna be right there at that end tiki hut enjoying life. Buenos dias, mi esposa, mi amor. All right, we are at the end, folks. Thank you so much for joining me on my morning walk. You get to see what the beach looks like. It's 7:30 a.m. local time. If there were comments I didn't address, I'll definitely get to them afterwards. And now I'm about to go upstairs. Oh, look at that. Now I'm about to go upstairs, get some breakfast, and learn some more Spanish, y'all. Until next time, ciao.